Howdy. Welcome to my shop. My name's Ron and I'll be your host for the next 10 minutes or so. Being a fourth generation carpenter, wood is that's my language. It's my living, it's my hobby, it's my passion. One of those passions is making stocks. I've never had any formal training in this. I just wanted to put a piece of wood on a gun one day, and I seemed like that'd be a pretty unique challenge, so I tried it. And been going at it ever since, but honestly, I owe a lot of my success to my customers, my friends that have suggested this or that, different ways of doing it to produce a better outcome. And so I appreciate them. I owe them a great deal. The finish that I use was suggested by a friend of mine that owns a gun shop in Georgia, a guy named Dan. I've been friends with him for many years, and I owe him for that knowledge. So I don't suggest that my way is the only way. That's just not the case. I picked up my abilities to do this from watching other people and seeing other things and then figuring out how to do that. So it's a process. Some ways are better, cleaner, faster. They require less effort. On and on it goes. And I'm open to learning new and better ways. I'm always looking for that. My grandfather used to say, never let a day go by that you don't learn something. So when I do, I'll often look up, thanks, Pop, because no matter how old you get, you still need to be learning new things. So come on in, see what's going on today. Howdy. Welcome to my shop, and this is a little bit unusual for this website. It's not unusual for what I do. Woodworking is what I do. So I have a customer in another state that is restoring an old house built in, I believe they said, I think they said 1892 or 1894, I'm not sure. And they have 3 fireplaces in this little house, and it's in Florida actually, and it's made out of southern yellow pine, the part I'm working with, and one of the mantles is original, and this is a picture of it. It's a horrible picture and a horrible printing. My printer is on its last legs. So I don't have the pieces. All I have is dimensions and videos, and the problem is I can't copy videos onto a piece of print paper. I actually had to stop the videos in motion on the screen and then take a cell phone and take a screenshot of that view in that video. This one she sent me, this apparently was taken as a still picture. This is the entire mantel, and it has a frieze board across the top that is carved. There's a sunflower in the middle and some leaves going out. This is raised from the frieze behind it. There are foot blocks. There's a carved vertical block and a carved plinth block, separate pieces, and there's some molding here and also down here along the top of this foot. Along the top of this foot there's some molding that needs to be reproduced, and also some mid molding right across here that goes all the way across it. This is all I've got to go with, and some videos by a fairly shaky hand. They're kind of like that, so it's kind of hard to follow. The wood is old southern yellow pine, and I'm going to try to reproduce this thing and draw it out on this old wood. This wood came from somewhere in their floor system, and then they ran it through a planer. It's got one side that's more patina correct, the other side is newer looking, so we're not going to use that. We're going to stay with the side that's got some patina left. But the planer had some dull places, and there's ridges down through here in the wood. I'll have to just sand them out. The width is correct. This freeze board is 6 inches wide. That's accurate. They sent me some pictures with a ruler sitting here and here where I can accurately. It's 42 inches from here to here, and it's 6 inches tall. I've got there's a little framed area that's about 3/4 that's clear. There's a bevel on it, about a 20-degree bevel, hand planed, and then these leaves are carved in here. So I'm going to try to draw this out. I have several screenshots starting here and mid and in the middle where I can lay out these leaves. This and this are not actually mirror image. There's enough difference to tell that it's hand done, which obviously it's hand done. It's 100-something years old. So I got to sharpen my chisels and get my ducks in a real tight row. This old heart pine it's not, it's not like going down and buying a Happy Meal. You don't just show up and say, I want some old heart pine. You got to find it. And it has its own personalities. It has some absolutely belligerent splinters in it. I was doing some work with heart pine years ago, and I was talking on the phone, and I was sanding a real sharp edge like that, and I had the paper folded over, and I was sanding it this way, and my paper slipped out, and my hand went down through there, and I shot a splinter, went in right there, and it was about the size of a toothpick, and it went into about right there and just joined all three of those fingers together. It took me about 2.5 hours or so to dig that thing out, but it did come out. I kept it around here somewhere for a long time. Could have made a small piece of trim out of it. This edge has a bevel. It's about 20 degrees, give or take. Something like 20, 25 degrees. It's just hand planed. Right now they've got table saw marks here. I got to get rid of them. Can't have anything that looks like a machined tool has ever hit this piece when I get done with it. So a little drawing, a little measuring, and get back to you. It's already 6 inches wide, which is what I need, and these marks are 42 inches. I have a picture. These are all just screenshots on my phone of the flower in the middle, the sunflower in the middle of that, whatever that little plate is 4.5 inches in diameter. So I'm going to start with that. The carving takes up 3 3/4 from there to there is 3 3/4 tall. I have another picture somewhere that shows that right there. They sent me a video with them sliding that ruler down that carving, and it's 3 3/4 from top to bottom. So 3 3/4 minus away from 6 leaves me about 1 inch and something on each end. That's the best picture that I have of it, is right there. So what I'm going to do is just scale this out. That ruler tells me how big that little plate around the sunflower is, how much the center looks like about 1.5 inches. All these things in this picture tell me what I need to know. The rest of it is just like mechanical drawing with a compass, and just you're going to count the petals, the number of petals, and divvy that up, and then you can tell. There's another picture I have of it that shows the contour of the leaves, the petals, how they fold back. So all that stuff I'm going to have to just look at the picture and draw it out. This is the center of my flower. It's 1.5 inches. You can probably find a more cantankerous wood to work with, but you'd have to look a long time. This old antique heart pine is just about a pain to work with. The trick with relief carving is go as deep as you think you need to go and then double that. It looks better if it's deep within reason. Alright, that's a little over 1/8 of an inch deep, but I'm going to round this. This little center part has got a little dome like a pin cushion. If you just look at the way a flower is built, you'll see like echinacea coneflowers, they have a real pronounced dome right there. Sunflowers the same thing. That's where all the seeds are. This is a stylized sunflower. So I'm going to go down about another 1/16, and then I'll probably go ahead and dome this out and put my there's some crisscross, like cross hatching, that I'll have to cut in there with something. I'm not sure what, probably a file. Alright, I have my depth all the way around where those petals come in. Now I'm gonna round this top.